Global Airlines turned heads earlier in 2025, operating 2 round-trip transatlantic flights to New York with the Airbus A380. Since those early flights, however, their sole Super Jumbo has been sent to parking in Tarbes, France. Due to maintenance availability, an extended grounding ensued, which has since turned into aircraft storage. And so Global Airlines CEO James Asquith sat down exclusively with Simple Flying's Tom Boone to discuss the state of the airline, address the prolonged grounding of the jet-registered 9 Hotel Golf Lima Oscar Bravo Lima, and outline its plans for the future. We've heard very little about Global Airlines since its sole A380 flew to Tarbes in mid-July 2025. We were one of the first to report this move to the well-known aircraft storage site. While it was only natural to assume that the jet flying to an airport known for its long-term storage facilities would be, well, stored long-term, the airline shot back at this assumption. Early into our time speaking with the airline CEO, Asquith addressed the move, stating, "There's been a lot of work behind the scenes that's been happening over summer into autumn. When the Airbus A380 first flew to Tarbes, Global had to make it clear that it was going for short-term parking. Well, when we spoke to the airline's chief, the jet was, and continues to be, parked at the French site. Indeed, it's been around 150 days at the time of making this video. And sure, the difference between short-term and long-term depends on the industry, the specific activity, and can even be relative and subjective in many respects. So, when challenged on this, Asquith revealed that the giant aircraft is due to undertake a major 12-year check, also known as a D-check, in the near future. But as Asquith revealed to us, finding a slot for the check has been the main roadblock. On this, Asquith stated, "We're privy to huge backlogs in heavy maintenance slots for the aircraft. You'll be hearing pretty shortly about the next movements for 9 Hotel Golf Lima Oscar Bravo Lima. As much as I wish I could snap my fingers and conduct 12-year checks on an A380, we're only privy to what the industry allows us to do." During the interview, Asquith stopped short of giving a date for when we'll see Global Airlines fly again, erring on the side of caution, which is a wise thing to do when dealing with an uncertain situation. However, he did tell Simple Flying, "You'll be hearing pretty shortly about the next movements of the A380 and further aircraft from there." When Global Airlines flew to New York earlier this year, these flights were intended to demonstrate the airline's ability to carry passengers, a proof of concept, if you will. Asquith told Simple Flying that the next steps are to reach a stage where the airline can operate regular flights without interruptions. On this, he comments, "It would be reckless to be operating regular flights on minimal aircraft. A grounded aircraft situation is always going to happen. That would be a completely different set of headlines if flights got cancelled and you didn't have backup aircraft." This was always one of our main concerns, and something many others were concerned about as well, leaving us all wondering how Global could actually reliably function with a single second-hand A380. Even if it's in tip-top shape, there's always the chance of things going wrong that aren't related to maintenance, such as a bird strike or a hailstorm causing damage. Getting a wing or tail clipped by another aircraft on the tarmac is a rare but not unheard of risk as well. Thus, it's quite reassuring that the young CEO is aware of this reality and the need for backup aircraft. Speaking of its future fleet, Asquith hinted that plans are underway to bring more planes into the fleet. He told Simple Flying that this carrier would need 3 to 4 aircraft to be able to operate twice-daily flights to New York, including a disaster recovery aircraft to, quote, "ensure that the headline doesn't become passengers got stranded." Global Airlines has always been known for its Airbus A380 ambitions and has thus made headlines for wanting to be an all-A380 carrier. However, it seems like diversification is also on the cards. When talking about the future fleet, Asquith also remarked, "We are looking at other aircraft types as well, and still the A380 going forwards." Interestingly, during the production of this video, Global Airlines took to social media to share a picture of an Airbus A340 with the caption, 9 Hotel Sierra Uniform November off on a mission with its beautiful new global livery. The jet is registered with Highfly, and so we have to assume it's a wet lease arrangement. It's a smart move, if not a little disappointing for those hoping for an airline to give all those retired parked A380s a second life. You'll recall that a number of airlines have given up on A380 operations, including Air France, China Southern, Malaysia Airlines and Thai Airways. And while some would have expected Emirates to scoop up retired A380 airframes, Tom Boone's recent interview with the CEO of Emirates, Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, revealed that the Dubai carrier is actually not interested in second-hand Airbus A380s. This reluctance seems to revolve around a level of uncertainty with exactly how those aircraft have been cared for, both by their former operators and while in storage for extended periods of time. Quoting Sheikh Ahmed, he told us, "No, we're not taking any second-hand A380s because we don't want to bring an older aircraft. At least we know that those aircraft which we have today are well maintained, have been refurbished and all of that. Of course, we will always be there seeing if any manufacturers will build something that'll be a similar size or even bigger." This may be another reason for Asquith and Global's reluctance to buy up any available super jumbos and instead opt for other aircraft types. But unlike many airline startups, Global Airlines has a trick up its sleeve. Global Airlines outright owns its Airbus A380, with Asquith saying, "Owning the aircraft was a much better financial model." Expanding on this, he added, "A lot of people that look at us now waiting for a maintenance slot on the aircraft, again, don't factor in that we do not have lease payments or debt payments over that aircraft, and so actually costs are probably a lot lower than what people think." One does have to wonder, however, how much money the carrier is burning through on its staff every month, when precisely zero revenue is coming in. While financial sustainability wasn't really discussed, it was noted that another asset to Global Airlines are some, quote, "very incredible hard-working people behind the scene." Asquith adds, "I kind of can't reiterate enough how hard people work behind here. Behind the scenes, it's an incredible amount of hard work." One thing is certain from our chat with Asquith. Global hasn't faded into obscurity since its flights to New York, but continues to be hard at work behind the scenes, laying the foundations for the airline's future. But what do you think of the information disclosed by Global's CEO during our interview with him? Does it provide reassurance that Global will one day have regularly scheduled A380 flights? Or are you still skeptical of the carrier's operating model? Let us know by leaving a comment. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles and a podcast every week. Visit simpleflying.com.